last thing that you guys need to be worrying about going into this winter that's already got inflation, hyperinflation, supply chain issues, possible food shortages, and most recently fuel shortages is the threat of yet another virus. Another sickness that could take the world by storm. That's right, another thing to attack millions by storm. Not what we want, another sweep of health concerns and regulations. Well, sorry to inform you, but positive tests are skyrocketing, soaring sky high with some hospitals already at full capacity. And that's due to this spike. And it's only November, which is way too early for wintertime spikes. So the reports are they're expecting this to get much worse, with the CDC reporting the sickness season off to an early start, way earlier than normal, and that's with the flu and respiratory illness on the rise, especially in children. So let's get you guys the latest news on this early wave of sickness that is currently surging. Welcome back to all of our subscribers, and thank you for watching. If you're brand new here, like news that affects you, weekly prepping tips, and emergency preparedness how-tos, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. So like I said, we've got the CDC and news outlets warning us of an earlier than normal takeoff of this sickness season. With those reports and graphs surging to the sky, and some hospitals already at full capacity. This is not a good sign. And another thing that they're saying is the people these days are more susceptible to the illness, and we'll go over why. And also I'll show you guys a map of the worst areas, a map of the states of the highest cases currently seeing the vid. If you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you an up-to-date report on this surge of the avian flu, the bird flu, which has been known to cross over to people in the past. And they're saying it's getting really bad and out of control. This possibly could be the next big thing. So let's see what the reports are saying real quick.
Now to the alarming flu spike. The CDC says so far this season there have been nearly 3 million illnesses, 23,000 hospitalizations, and 1,300 deaths from the flu. Those numbers nearly doubling from a week ago.
That's a lot of deaths just by the flu. And it's doubled since just a week ago?
Our Ariel Rushiv is at a hospital here in New York. Good morning to you, Ariel.
Good morning to you, TJ. New York City, D.C., and 14 states are reporting very high levels of flu-like activity. And of course, this is coming as children's hospitals across this country are already feeling the crush from respiratory viruses like RSV. This morning, health officials with an urgent warning about the staggering surge in cases of the flu.
So you see how they're putting it out there? A surge. It's going to be really bad. They're warning us.
Here we are again, thinking about and planning for a surge that will be really hard for us to absorb over the next couple of months.
The rate of hospitalization for this time of the year, now the highest it has been in a decade. Flu season starting earlier and spiking more dramatically than usual.
Now, if that graph is true, we are going to be seeing a lot of sickness very fast.
So far, the CDC reporting 23,000 people have been hospitalized, 1,300 deaths, those numbers nearly doubling since last week. Right now, the South getting hit the hardest, as the flu typically starts in the South and works its way north.
It's odd that it always starts in the South.
But flu is on the rise across the country.
So why are so many people getting so sick so fast? Is it because there was a lack of exposure? A natural immunity issue, maybe?
There's a lot of people who think that the increases that are happening now are because there's been a lack of exposure over the last couple of years.
And the wave of flu crashing on top of children's hospitals, already overflowing with young patients sick with other respiratory illnesses like RSV. Pediatric hospital bed occupancy at 78%, the highest level nationwide in 2 years.
Now that's a scary thing. When you see kids that are sick, especially young kids, I've worked in the medical field and I know that that's one of the most scariest things. As a parent, that's the last thing you want, is your kids to be sick. And let me know if you agree, but it can be a very scary thing.
Kansas City mom Melody cradles her 9-month-old baby Micah, who has been in and out of the hospital for a week, fighting the virus.
He was grunting and making a lot of noises when he was breathing, so we knew he was having some trouble.
especially at an age where they can't tell you what's going on. They can't tell you what they're feeling. And you see a little guy like that struggle, very scary.
Doctors expecting a tough holiday season ahead.
Based on what we're seeing, that we're still going to be pretty high levels of transmission around the Thanksgiving holidays.
And this morning, Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan is reporting it is at 100% capacity. They are urging parents there to contact their primary care physicians before visiting the emergency department. And they also say that this is particularly alarming because we haven't even gotten to the full impact of flu season yet. George?
Okay, Ariel, thanks.
So that is particularly worrisome, is when you've got hospitals already reaching full capacity and they're expecting it to get much, much worse. And you heard what they said, contact your physician before you go to the hospital. Already a sign that a lot of people aren't going to get the treatment that they need. The way that I look at this as a big warning, they've done this before. They spread mass warning, what to be aware of, letting you know that it's gonna be bad. They're gonna be pushing for you to get all your latest boosties. The problem with that is a lot of Americans have kind of lost the credibility with that. So what I'm seeing is it just getting pretty bad this winter. So I hope a lot of you guys have built up your immune system. Be sure to stay healthy as possible. So now about this bird flu. Major reports out there that this thing has increased by 600% just over the past couple weeks. Like I said, the bird flu has been known to pass over to people in the past. They haven't seen a lot of that in the recent months, but it may come down to a numbers thing. If there's that many birds out there that they say are infected and it's growing by 600%, the possibility of that virus mutating grows at the same time, possibly opening the door to another big thing. So I want you guys to keep this one on your radar because we know there'll be eventually another big thing for sure. What form it'll take, we don't know yet. But I definitely found it alarming when I found out that this was supposedly up 600%. Keep in mind that that's probably going to have a big effect on poultry, eggs. So if you haven't been watching our other preparedness type videos, our prepping videos, where I've been telling you to stock up the freezer, stock up your food preps, you want to be ready. Emergency preparedness. You want to have some food and water stocked up for a period of time so you can get through some little madness event. And I can't imagine with the bird flu on the rise like that, you won't be seeing a lot of chicken, poultry, or eggs. So if that's one of your guys' staples, you might want to consider some long-term food prep with those items. Because I have a sneaky suspicion that poultry and eggs is going to be the next big food shortage. So with that, guys, I wanted to let you know that this flu is on the rise in a big way. Do what you can to be prepared. Also keep an eye out for that poultry and eggs food shortage that may be coming. As I know more, I'll keep you guys updated. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.